Hi, good morning, everybody. Joe Van Dorn here, and welcome to our Virtues Pick for today. We have a great word and one that we all need a lot of. That virtue today is self-discipline. And as I say that about myself more than anything else. So let's read the description first, and then we'll discuss it a little bit. Self-discipline is having the self-control to do only what we truly choose to do, rather than being blown about in the winds of our desires. Self-discipline gives us the will to persevere. It helps us to meet our goals, to be productive instead of procrastinating. It keeps us from saying or doing things we regret. We are vigilant and honest with ourselves, which frees us to live by our highest values. We are able to weed out bad habits and cultivate good ones. Self-mastery is fulfilling to our souls. Isn't that a great virtue, right? And one that we absolutely want, not only for ourselves, but we want to see it in our children too. Because when they have self-discipline, they are able to keep from procrastinating, at least to some degree, to get their responsibilities done at home, to get their homework done, to get their and then to be able to maybe train in a sport, so that they continue to train in a way that helps them to grow to a better skill set. And that's what self-discipline does for us. It allows us to become a better person, and become better in our different skills. And it's just one of those virtues that helps us in so many ways. Now, what I really appreciated and was thinking about today when I was reading this was this thought about being able to weed out bad habits and cultivate good ones. Because when I read that, I was thinking about how important it is for parents and for the adults in the caring adults in children's lives to live at their highest values, and to not just do it without thinking, but to actually be aware and think about and follow through on doing their best to grow, and just to grow in how they live their lives. Now, we say so many times, we talk about teaching our children good character, or teaching them respect, or teaching them self-discipline, right? When in fact, many of us have expectations of our kids that we don't have for ourselves. And as I was looking at this and thinking about this morning, as I read that, we must, as adults, have expectations for ourselves. And when we have those expectations, it becomes a little bit easier for us to discipline ourselves to stay the course, and to meet the goals that we have. Now, our goals, may not be like, I may want to be a more kind person, and so let's say that's what I'm working on. So if that's the case, then it's something that I'm going to talk about. It's something that I'm going to look for opportunities to demonstrate kindness. I'm going to think about, what it is that I'm thinking about, how I'm thinking about other people and situations and animals and the earth and all the different ways that I can demonstrate and be more kind. And so to discipline ourselves to come to those thought processes and awareness is a part of that growth. And I just am a strong believer that as adults, we must set the example of not only showing kindness, but also being disciplined in disciplining ourselves in our own personal development, in our own personal growth, and showing that we're ready and willing to learn and to grow in our many different ways, whether it's in skill sets or whether it's in our character or whatever. And I just don't believe that we can simply set out programs and initiatives and that sort of thing and expect that our children are just going to follow that, because we all know that they look at our example far more, and that has a bigger impact on them than do our words or any initiatives or programs that we might have. And so I'm not against the programs, I'm not against the initiatives. I just believe that as adults we need to work on those things ourselves first and foremost, and then those other things will simply fall into place because it'll be top of mind. It'll be something that we're working on ourselves. Now, I say that from experience, because I can tell you that for myself, all those years that I spent working on individual virtues, individual personality traits and character traits with the kids and my students, brought a higher and higher awareness to myself for those areas that I was lacking in. So sometimes I would talk about things and I'm thinking to myself the whole time, and many times I said it out loud, boy, this is something I really need to work on, right? Because I do. And the more the focus, when we put our focus on something like that, even if we're thinking, oh, I'm doing this to help somebody else, it really does. And we'll soon learn that the bigger effect on it is us helping ourselves. And so that's what I'd like to encourage all parents to do. So when we talk about teaching our kids or helping them develop the virtue of self-discipline, or bringing out that best virtue in them in the best way possible for them, it really does begin with us demonstrating it first. And then we can, and we can help them do that by setting goals for them. So for instance, if they say, well, I want to, I want to play golf, or I want to play soccer, or whatever it is that they want to play, begin the process with a commitment to stick with this. Begin the process with a commitment to practice, and setting aside the time, and setting aside, and it's great if you can be there with them, but it's even more exciting to me if the child is able to begin to do these things on their own. And they will if they can see that their competence is growing, that their skill level is growing, and all of those things work together. So as we do those things, as we practice self-discipline and we become more productive, and we start meeting the goals that we have, and we can see the growth in ourselves and the development in ourselves and our children, we'll also feel very fulfilled. We'll also feel just a great deal of joy and satisfaction. And in my mind, if we can get through life feeling joyful, satisfied with who we are and who we've become and who we are becoming, because it's a never-ending process, I believe that that's just one of those things that just can really make us light up, and we can get to the end of our life, and feel like we really lived a good life. So those are my thoughts today about self-discipline. I will be practicing that today, and many times I have to really remind myself to be disciplined, to stay on course with goals that I have and things that I'm doing, and I'm sure everyone else does too. So thank you very much for being here, and until next week on Monday, when we're live again. Saturday and Sunday we'll have a virtue on Facebook, and then back on Monday with a live on whatever virtue comes up when we shake that phone up, right? So thank you very much for being here. Until next time, keep practicing the virtues and the 4 C's of successful families, and that is clarity, communication, consistency, and community. Until next time, bye.